Effect is a change made by something else.
The medicine had a good effect on the boy.
Essential. If something is essential, it is very important and necessary.
It is essential to have oxygen when you scuba dive.
Far. If something is far, it is not close.
It's far from the East Coast to the West Coast of America.
Focus. To focus on something is to think about it and pay attention to it.
My mom always helps me to focus on my schoolwork.
Function. The function of something is what it does.
The function of a flashlight is to help you see in the dark.
Grass. Grass is the green leaves that cover the ground.
The grass looked so soft and green.
Guard. To guard something is to take care of it.
The police officer will guard us from any harm.
Image. The image of something is a picture of it.
The image of her eye was very clear.
Immediate. If something is immediate, it happens quickly.
An immediate response came from the pizza place.
Primary. If something is primary, it is the most important thing.
His primary thoughts are about money.
Proud. People who feel proud are happy about what they have done.
She is proud of the picture she drew of her house.
Remain. To remain somewhere is to stay there.
My sister had to remain home since she was sick.
Rest. To rest is to stop being active while the body gets back its strength.
I rested on the couch after work.
Separate. If two things are separate, they are not together.
New York and Los Angeles are in two separate parts of America.
Site. A site is a place.
We found the perfect site for our picnic.
Tail. A tail is a part of an animal's body that sticks out from its rear or back.
Our dog wags its tail when it's happy.
Trouble. Trouble is a problem or a difficulty.
I have trouble working with my boss.
The first peacock. Argos lived in ancient Greece. He was a husband and a proud father. He worked hard and did well at his job. But one thing about him wasn't normal. He was born with 100 eyes. Having many eyes was usually a benefit to him. He had a chance to see many things. Also, since he had so many eyes, he was very good at guarding things. While sleeping, he only rested a few eyes at a time. The others stayed open. He worked for Hera, a great goddess. His primary function was to guard a special cow. The cow was very important to Hera. She loved it. The most essential part of his job was to keep the cow alone. It had to be kept separate from all the other cows and far away from people. This was an easy job for Argos. The cow just ate grass all day. But the god Zeus wanted the cow. He wanted to take it away from Hera. He had a plan. He found a great music player. He asked the man to play a beautiful song for Argos. Zeus was certain Argos would go to sleep. The song had an immediate effect. Argos couldn't focus on his job. He fell asleep. Zeus saw this, and he took the cow. Hera was very angry with Argos. She turned him into a peacock. She put his many eyes on his tail. Argos was very sad. Zeus saw how much trouble he had given Argos. He made another plan. He turned Argos into a group of stars. He wanted Argos to remain in the sky forever. Even today, Argos's image remains there, above the site where all his problems began. We can still see him in the night sky. Unit 11. Word list. Advertise. To advertise is to describe or draw attention to a product or event by using a public medium.
The woman started a new company and needed to advertise her products.
Aware. If someone is aware, they know that something or a situation exists.
The student became aware that the teacher was watching him.
Battery. A battery is an object placed inside something to supply it with electricity.
My brother needs a battery for his clock.
Black. Black is the darkest color.
Our street is black at night because there are no street lights.
City. A city is a place where a lot of people live.
Tokyo is a very big city in Japan.
Clean. To clean is to make something neat and tidy.
I clean our kitchen every Saturday.
Country. A country is an area of land with the same government and laws.
France is a country in Europe.
Develop. To develop is to make something larger or more advanced.
This practice will help you develop your math skills.
Electric. If something is electric, it uses electricity.
Some car companies make electric cars.
Eventually. When something happens at a later time or in the end, it happens eventually.
He will eventually move to London to find a new job.
Fact. A fact is a piece of information that is true.
A fact about South America is that it is a continent.
Glass. Glass is a transparent, breakable material.
Windows are made of glass.
History. History is the study of the past.
History was my favorite subject in school.
Nature. Nature is everything in the physical world that is not made by people.
On the weekends, I love to walk in nature among the trees.
Never. Never is when something is impossible or will not happen.
They never eat meat because they are vegetarians.
People. People are humans.
How many people live in China?
Plastic. Plastic is a material made by people.
Many drinks are sold in plastic bottles.
Problem. A problem is a situation when something goes wrong.
My problem is that I lost my dog.
Street. A street is a road in a city or village.
What is the name of the street you live on?
Think. To think is to have an opinion or thought about something.
I think summer is the best season. Keeping our earth clean. Across the world, places are increasing their efforts to recycle and help the environment. Recycling is when trash is reused and not thrown away. In recent history, more and more cities and countries have started recycling. These places have developed their recycling programs to stop our Earth from being covered with trash and black, dirty air. According to the Environmental Protection Agency in the United States, recycling also helps save energy. The agency encourages the recycling of glass and plastic bottles, paper, and aluminum cans. Many European countries have strong recycling programs as well. Austria, Germany, and Norway are well known for being leaders in recycling. And South Korea and Wales are countries that have a lot of recycling as well. There are many reasons why some countries recycle more than others. The fact is that these governments support recycling, and they are aware of its importance. There is also a lot of money spent on recycling. However, it is also necessary for people to try hard to recycle what they can from their own homes. Other ways to fight the waste problem also exist. Many cities place recycling bins on their streets. There are recycling projects across some cities, and in these projects, companies advertise the need to recycle. This helps keep the city streets clean. Electric cars are another way to keep the environment clean. The motors of these cars are electric. They get their power from electricity and batteries rather than from gas. The hope is that eventually all cities in all countries will recycle and make our Earth a cleaner place. We must protect nature and never stop thinking about how to protect it. So think before you throw away something that can be recycled.
Unit 12. Word list. Alone. A person who is alone is not with another person.
The boy wanted to be alone to think.
Apartment. An apartment is a set of rooms in a building where people live.
She has a nice apartment in the city.
Article. An article is a story in a newspaper or magazine.
Did you read the article in the newspaper about the soccer game?
Artist. An artist is a person who paints, draws, or makes sculptures.
He went to Paris to become an artist.
Attitude. Someone's attitude is the way they feel and think.
John has a bad attitude. He's always angry.
Beauty. Beauty is the state or quality of being beautiful.
I heard my mother was a great beauty when she was young.
Compare. To compare means to say how two things are the same and different.
If you compare cats and dogs, you'll see that they're both good pets.
Judge. To judge something is to say if it is good or bad.
The boy was going to judge how his mother's turkey tasted.
Magazine. A magazine is a regular publication with news, stories, and articles.
She likes to read fashion magazines.
Material. A material is what is used to make something.
Brick is a good material for building houses.
Meal. A meal is a time when food is eaten, such as breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Breakfast is my favorite meal because I enjoy cereal.
Method. A method is the way to do something.
One method to remember things is to tie a string around your finger.
Neighbor. A neighbor is a person who lives near you.
I like my neighbor because he's very friendly.
Professional. If something is professional, it deals with work that uses special skills.
If you want to be a pilot, you must have professional training.
Profit. A profit is the extra money you make when you sell something.
I made a small profit from selling my old clothes.
Quality. The quality of something is how good it is.
The quality of his car is very good.
Space. A space is an empty area.
I don't have much space for things in my small house.
Stair. Stairs are the things that are used to walk up or down in a building.
You can take the stairs to the second floor.
Symbol. A symbol is a thing that stands for something else.
This symbol tells us that we cannot smoke in this area.
Thin. If someone or something is thin, they are not fat.
The man was thin because he didn't eat much.
The crazy artist. Fraunhofer was the best artist in the world. Everyone loved him. The quality of his paintings was very high. He always used the best materials. He made a big profit from his paintings. He had delicious meals with his rich neighbors. He taught art classes. Life was good. Then his attitude changed. He stopped selling paintings and teaching. He tried a new method of painting. He stayed alone in his apartment all day. He worked all day and all night, rarely eating. Soon Fraunhofer became very thin, but he kept working on the same painting for many years. He worked as hard as he could. Finally, he finished the painting. He was very happy and invited other artists to see it. "I want your professional opinion," he said. He wanted them to judge it and compare it to other paintings. Everyone was very excited as they went up the stairs to his apartment. Fraunhofer was excited to show his painting, and the artists were excited to see it. "They'll love it," he thought. But they did not. They were surprised by his painting. There was no white anywhere. Fraunhofer filled the whole painting with lines and colors. There was no space for a normal picture. It was full of strange shapes. It looked bad to the other artists. He used symbols, and they didn't understand them. They thought it was terrible. "Why did you paint this strange picture?" someone asked. They didn't understand its beauty. But after some time, many people began to like his painting. People wrote articles about it in magazines. They said it was his best work. They loved his strange symbols. They loved his strange colors. Fraunhofer's painting reminded everyone that just because something was new didn't mean that it was bad. He also helped them to realize that sometimes it takes people a little time to understand great things. Unit 13. Word list. Accounting. People study accounting so they can deal with money and finance properly.
He works for an accounting firm.
Appeal. To appeal to someone is to be interesting or attractive.
Sleeping all day appeals to me, but I have to go to school.
Assume. To assume something is to think that it is true, even with no proof.
I assume you are both familiar with this plan.
Borrow. To borrow something is to take it and then give it back later.
Can I borrow a pencil to use today? I'll give it back to you tomorrow.
Client. A client is a person or business that pays another to do a service.
She has many clients who enjoy coming to her salon.
Downtown. The downtown area is the center of most cities.
The downtown area is filled with many tall buildings.
Dull. If something is dull, it is not exciting.
The movie was very dull. I fell asleep watching it.
Embarrass. To embarrass people is to make them feel ashamed or foolish.
He was embarrassed when he couldn't remember her name.
Fare. A fare is an amount of money paid to use a bus, train, or taxi.
Since he is a senior, my grandfather pays a low fare for the bus.
Former. Former describes something that used to be but is not anymore.
The hotel, a former castle, was built over 200 years ago.
Found. To found a company or organization means to start it.
The Pilgrims founded one of the first colonies in the United States.
Invest. To invest means to use money in a way that will bring a profit later.
I invested money in a new building that should bring me a profit.
Loan. A loan is something, usually money, that one person lends to another.
I got a loan from the bank.
Practical. If something is practical, it is useful.
Learning English is practical. You can use it in many places.
Quarter. A quarter is 1/4 or 25% of something.
He paid a quarter for the candy.
Salary. A salary is how much money a person makes at his or her job.
He got a new job with a better salary.
Scholarship. A scholarship is money given so someone can go to school.
I got a scholarship to help me pay for university.
Temporary. If something is temporary, it exists for a short time.
This car is only temporary. I'll get a new one soon.
Treasure. A treasure is a collection of valuable things, especially jewels or gold.
They became very rich when they found the buried treasure.
Urge. To urge someone is to try very hard to get them to do something.
He urged them to believe his story. The taxi driver. Peter's job was driving a taxi downtown. He made a small salary, but he liked his job because it wasn't dull. Every day, he saw new things that appealed to him. Peter was practical about the future. Maybe I can get a scholarship for college, he thought. I could study accounting and get a job at a bank. I could help clients invest their money. Peter stopped to pick up a passenger. Where to? He asked. Go to the 4th Street Bank, and don't talk to me. I've had a rough day, the man said. Peter was a peaceful person, so he was not angry. When they stopped, the man's fare came to $10.25. He put his hands in his pockets. I can't find my wallet, he said. I can't pay the fare. Peter said, I'll give you a temporary loan. You can borrow $10.25 from me. The man was embarrassed and said, "I was mean to you, but now I want to help you. I founded this bank. I want to give you $100. That much money was like a treasure to Peter. The man urged him to take the money, but he didn't. "You're an honest person," the man said. "I assumed you would take it. I want you to work for me." The next day, Peter started his job at the bank. He was happy to leave his former job.
Unit 14. Word list. Coach. A coach is a person who teaches sports.
My coach gets very excited during games.
Control. To control something is to make it do what you want.
To control the TV, just push the buttons.
Description. A description of someone or something says what they are like.
I gave a description of the man with the gun and hat to the police.
Direct. If something is direct, it goes straight between two places.
The green path is a direct route to my house.
Exam. An exam is a test.
I did some practice questions for the math exam on the board.
Example. An example of something is a thing that is typical of it.
Cola is an example of a soft drink.
Limit. A limit is the largest or smallest amount of something that you allow.
My mother put a limit on how much I could use the phone.
Local. If something is local, it is nearby.
The local market in my neighborhood sells all the food we need.
Magical. Magical describes a quality that makes someone or something special.
The fireworks made the night sky look so magical.
Mail. Mail is letters and other things sent to people.
I get a lot of mail because I have friends all over the world.
Novel. A novel is a book that tells a story.
He wrote a great novel about ancient China.
Outline. An outline is the plan for a story or essay.
Before I wrote my essay, I made an outline.
Poet. A poet is a person who writes poems.
William Shakespeare was one of the greatest poets.
Print. To print something is to put it onto paper.
Make sure that you print your name clearly.
Scene. A scene is one part of a book or movie.
A movie is made up of many short pieces or scenes.
Sheet. A sheet is a thin, flat piece of paper.
I only needed a single sheet of paper to do my homework.
Silly. People who are silly show a lack of serious thought.
I made a silly mistake of dropping Mom's face.
Store. A store is a place where you can buy things.
I picked up a few things at the grocery store.
Suffer. To suffer is to feel pain.
Her headache made her suffer all day.
Technology. Technology is new things made by using science.
He loves technology, such as laptop computers.
A magical book. Sarah loved to read. She read novels and poems. She loved the beautiful descriptions and phrases. She loved reading work by poets and writers. She didn't like video games or technology. She was on the basketball team, but she didn't like sports. Her parents made her play basketball. In fact, Sarah's parents made her do many things. But she didn't want to do those things. She just wanted to sit and read all day. One day, a small book came in the mail. It was for Sarah. The book looked very special. It was printed on sheets of gold. Sarah began to read. The outline of the story was simple. It was about a magical place. Strange things happened there. One example from the book was about a boy who could control people. In one scene, he made his friends tell funny jokes. Sarah loved the book. She read it all the time. Then something strange happened. The book gave Sarah a special power. She could control other people. She was like the boy in the book. During one exam, she made her friend tell silly jokes. Her friend got in trouble. After school, Sarah did not make a direct trip home. On the way, she went to the local store. She wanted to play more tricks on people. She made problems. She made people fall down. She laughed and had fun. Finally, she left and started to walk home. Then she saw something. Her basketball coach was about to walk in front of a bus. He was looking the other way. She had to stop him. She used her power. She controlled him. She made him stop walking. Sarah learned something that day. It was better to help people than make them suffer. So she put a limit on how she used her power. She did not want to do bad things with it anymore. She only wanted to do good. Unit 15. Word list. Across. To go across something is to go to the other side of it.
He walked across the board to the other side.
Breathe. To breathe means to let air go in and out of your body.
We need strong, healthy lungs to help us breathe well.
Characteristic. A characteristic is something that shows what a person or a thing is like.
One characteristic of tigers is their black stripes.
Consume. To consume something means to eat or drink it.
Jack consumed a whole plate of spaghetti.
Excite. To excite someone means to make them happy and interested.
I heard about the school dance on Friday. This excited me.
Extremely. If something is extremely good, it is very, very good.
I was extremely worried about him.
Fear. Fear is the feeling of being afraid.
I have a great fear of skateboarding.
Fortunate. If you are fortunate, you are lucky.
I was fortunate to get a seat.
Happen. If someone happens to do something, he or she does it by chance.
I happened to meet some new friends at school today.
Length. The length of something is how long it is from one end to the other.
The length of the floor is 3 meters.
Mistake. A mistake is something you do wrong.
My boss always yells at me when I make a mistake.
Observe. To observe something is to watch it.
Brian observed the sun rising over the mountains.
Opportunity. An opportunity is a chance to do something.
I had an opportunity to take pictures in the jungle.
Prize. A prize is something of value that is given to the winner.
I won a prize for getting the best grade on my science test.
Race. A race is a contest to see who is the fastest.
Paul is a fast runner, so he easily won the race.
Realize. To realize is to suddenly understand.
After I left my house, I realized that I left the light on.
Respond. To respond is to give an answer to what someone else said.
When the teacher asked the question, we all responded.
Risk. A risk is a chance of something bad happening.
I took a risk and climbed the snowy mountain.
Wonder. To wonder is to ask yourself questions or have a need to know.
The young mother wondered if she'd have a boy or a girl.
Yet. Yet is used to say something has not happened up to now.
We can't go out yet. We're still eating. The big race. A dog saw a group of animals cross the road. He walked over to meet them. "What are you doing?" he asked them. "I just sold them tickets to a race between the rabbit and the turtle," the duck responded. The dog was extremely excited. He felt fortunate that he happened to be there. "I don't have anything to do today," the dog said. "I want to buy a ticket too." The dog sat down to observe the race. It would be many kilometers in length. The rabbit and the turtle stood next to each other. They waited for the race to start. The dog wondered why the turtle agreed to run against the rabbit. Being fast was not a characteristic of turtles. The rabbit was going to win easily. Suddenly, the race began. The rabbit ran extremely quickly. The turtle walked slowly. After a minute, the rabbit looked back. He saw that the turtle was far behind him and was breathing quickly because he was so tired. The rabbit smiled and slowed down to a walk. A minute later, the rabbit said, "I'm winning, so I'll take a rest." He sat and began to consume some grass. Then he let his eyes close. He wasn't the winner yet, but there was no risk of him losing the race. He went to sleep. Hours later, a loud sound woke him. All of the animals were talking loudly and looking at the field. He felt fear for the first time. The turtle was almost at the finish line. Now the rabbit realized his mistake. But the race was over. He gave the turtle an opportunity to win, and the turtle took it. The duck handed the turtle his prize. It was the happiest day of the turtle's life. The dog was happy for the turtle. "He isn't fast," the dog thought, "but he tried his best and did something great."
Unit 16. Word list. Art. Art is something creative that expresses ideas and feelings.
My sister likes to look at the art in the museum.
Book. A book is a set of printed sheets of paper that are held together inside a cover.
The man smiles as he reads his favorite book.
Clothes. Clothes are what people wear to cover their bodies.
I bought warm clothes for the cold winter.
Community. A community is a group of people who share the same area or interests.
The community got together to plant trees.
December. December is the 12th month of the year.
The last day of the year is December 31st.
Dinner. Dinner is the main meal eaten in the evening.
I had a hamburger for dinner.
End. To end is to stop or finish.
They are happy because the teacher wanted to end the class early.
Exchange. To exchange is to give one thing in return for another.
The men exchange business cards.
Family. A family is a group of people who are related to each other.
There are 4 people in my family.
From. From shows a starting place or position.
Chris studies from 10 o'clock to noon every morning.
Green. Green is the color of growing grass or leaves.
I don't like green apples.
Home. A person's home is the place where that person lives.
The family likes to stay at home on the weekends.
January. January is the first month of the year.
My birthday is in January.
Red. Red is the color of blood.
Jack is wearing a red shirt.
7. 7 is the word for the number 7.
I have 7 colored pencils on my desk.
Start. To start is to begin doing something.
Catherine has to start work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Together. Together shows an action is done with another person or thing.
Let's work together to finish the project.
University. A university is a school where people study for a degree.
My dream is to go to a good university.
Wear. To wear is to have clothing on your body.
The man has to wear a suit to work.
Year. A year is a period of 365 days, or 12 months.
You become 1 year older every birthday.
Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a 7-day holiday celebrated in the United States and other countries by people of African descent. It is celebrated from December 26th to January 1st each year. The celebration is dedicated to honoring African culture and working together as a community. Kwanzaa was created in 1966 by Maulana Karenga. Karenga was an African Studies professor at California State University. According to him, Kwanzaa comes from the Swahili language and means first fruit. Karenga wanted to create a holiday for African Americans as a way for them to reconnect with their heritage. The colors of Kwanzaa are black, red, and green. These colors are seen in decorations, such as African pieces of art, baskets, and cloth. Millions of African Americans wear African clothes during Kwanzaa and decorate their homes with fruit and vegetables. Each day, a family will celebrate one of 7 different principles of their African heritage, such as unity, faith, and community. Then they light a candle. The candles are put on a candle holder called a kinara. The middle candle is black. The 3 candles on one side of the kinara are red, and the other 3 candles are green. On the 6th day of Kwanzaa, families remember their ancestors and get together for a big dinner called a keramu. Traditional African American dishes, which include chicken, fish, rice, beans, peas, sweet potatoes, and other vegetables, are served. Like Christmas, there are gifts which are exchanged on the 7th day. Books are always included because they symbolize the importance of learning about history and tradition. Kwanzaa is a way of celebrating the end of the year by honoring African culture and traditions, and to start the new year with family members as well as the community. Unit 17. Word list. Appreciate. To appreciate something is to understand its good qualities.
I can appreciate the lovely scenery.
Available. If something is available, it means you can get it.
There were many seats available in the room.
Beat. To beat someone means to do better than they do.
I managed to beat everyone in the race.
Bright. If something is bright, it gives off a lot of light.
The bright light from the explosion hurt my eyes.
Celebrate. To celebrate is to do something to show that an event is special.
We all celebrated when we heard the great news.
Decide. To decide is to make a definite choice.
He tried to decide which one to eat first.
Disappear. To disappear means to go away or not be seen.
The top of the building is disappearing in the clouds.
Else. If you talk about something else, you talk about something different.
I wanted a bike for my birthday, but I got something else.
Fair. Fair means reasonable or right.
He sold me his car for a fair price.
Flow. To flow is to move easily and continuously in one direction.
The water flowed over the rocks and into the lake.
Forward. If you move forward, you move in the direction in front of you.
When he saw his mother, the baby crawled forward to her.
Hill. A hill is a raised area of land. It is higher than the land around it.
The sun was rising above the green hills.
Level. A level is a point on a scale that measures something.
Please check the level of the temperature.
Lone. A lone person or thing is the only one in a given place.
A lone man walked along the street.
Puddle. A puddle is a pool of liquid on the ground.
When the ice melted, it formed a puddle.
Response. A response is the answer to a question.
He asked if I was sad. My response was no.
Season. A season is a time of the year: spring, summer, fall, or winter.
Fall is a warm season, while winter is very cold.
Solution. A solution is a way to solve a problem.
There are many problems. We need solutions.
Waste. To waste means to use something carelessly and unnecessarily.
Turn off the water so you don't waste it.
Weather. You use weather when you must choose between two things.
I could not decide whether to go left or right. The race for water. There was a town next to a river. The people there had a lot of water, but they wasted it. That made the sky angry. It said, "If you waste water, I will take it away from you." But the people didn't listen. When the season changed from spring to summer, the clouds disappeared. The bright sun was hot and made the river dry. There was no water available. People asked, "When will the rain fall?" The sky's response was, "You don't appreciate water. You waste it, and now I will never make rain again." A boy decided that this wasn't fair. He thought of a solution. He asked the sky to race him. He said, "If I get to the top of that hill before your rain can form puddles, you must fill our river." The sky laughed. "Little boy, I am the sky. I am above everything else. You cannot beat me." But the boy knew he would win. When the race began, the boy ran forward. The sky started raining on the hill, but puddles did not form there. When it rained on the hill, the water went down. The sky kept raining. The water flowed down into the river. When the boy reached the top of the hill, the river was full. The people began to celebrate. It was the highest level the river had ever been at before. The sky was angry. "A boy can't beat me. I won't fill your river," it said. Now the boy laughed. "It doesn't matter whether you want to fill it or not," he said. "You already did." The sky looked at the full river. "You tricked me," it said. It asked the people, "Do you appreciate water now?" "Yes," they said. "We won't waste it." That is how a lone boy saved his town and won the race for water.
Unit 18. Word list. Always. Always means that something happens all the time.
They always brush their teeth in the morning.
Ask. To ask is to say or write something to get an answer.
Please ask questions if you do not understand.
Banana. A banana is a long yellow fruit with soft white flesh inside.
Did you eat a banana for breakfast?
Bread. Bread is a food made from flour and water.
You need 2 pieces of bread to make a sandwich.
Cake. Cake is a sweet dessert made from flour, water, sugar, and eggs.
What a beautiful birthday cake!
Carrot. A carrot is an orange vegetable.
I put a carrot in my salad.
Chicken. Chicken is a bird that is often used for food.
Chicken is his favorite kind of meat.
Chocolate. Chocolate is a sweet food made from cacao beans.
I made a chocolate cake for my mom's party.
Contain. To contain is to hold or have something.
I have to find something to contain these apples.
Delicious. If a food is delicious, it is tasty.
I love the delicious fried chicken I ate for dinner.
Diet. A diet is the food regularly eaten by a person.
His diet mostly consists of fruits and vegetables.
Eat. To eat is to chew and swallow food.
You should eat breakfast every day.
Food. Food is things people and animals eat.
Pasta is a famous food in Italy.
Fruit. Fruit is a type of healthy food that grows on trees and plants.
Apples, pears, and oranges are types of fruit.
Great. When something is great, it is very good.
It was a great, exciting game.
Health. Health is the state of a person's body.
People who want good health should not smoke.
Recipe. A recipe is a set of instructions for cooking a certain type of food.
Do you use a recipe when you make that sauce?
Restaurant. A restaurant is a business where people sit and eat food.
Let's eat at the Indian restaurant.
Special. If something is special, it is unique and different.
The cupcake was special because it had blue frosting.
Water. Water is a clear liquid that people need to survive.
Drink 8 cups of water every day.
Eat healthy. It is important to eat healthy food. There are 5 main healthy food groups. They are grains, fruits, vegetables, protein, and dairy. A food pyramid can show you how much of each group you should eat. Many different kinds of food are necessary for a balanced diet. You need to eat grains, such as rice, wheat, and several types of bread. Fruits and vegetables are also important. Fruits, such as bananas, are good for you. Others, such as oranges and kiwis, contain a lot of vitamin C. Vegetables are an important part of a daily diet. They are extremely healthy and can be eaten in many ways. Salads with raw vegetables, such as spinach and carrots, are common, but you can also cook vegetables in many different ways. Soups are another easy way to get vegetables into your diet. Protein is an important food group too. Meats, such as beef and chicken, are well-known forms of protein. Tofu, beans, eggs, and nuts also contain high amounts of protein. You should also eat dairy products, such as cheese, yogurt, and milk as well. A healthy diet includes drinking lots of water instead of sugary drinks, such as soda and juice. While sweets may not be considered healthy foods, they are fine if you don't eat too many. Chocolate and cake are well-loved sweets commonly found at restaurants and grocery stores. They are often served at special events, such as birthday parties and weddings. At restaurants, you can ask the waiters to tell you which ingredients are included in different dishes. At home, you can always find healthy and delicious recipes in cookbooks or on the internet. Eating healthy food is great for your health.